the circuits over the years, has taken the hat off. The gloves go back into the helmet. It looks like the story of A.J. Foyt is closed for the day.
Kevin Cogan is the leader. We're trying to get an interval on how much of a lead he has on Rick Mears. It is quite substantial, I can tell you that. As Kevin Cogan moves into turn number 7, it is Rick Mears who is just now moving into the 5th turn. The lead is 20.28 seconds. Here is Ted Otto.
Roger Penske is leaning over pit wall, running 2 stopwatches as Rick Mears and Kevin Cogan, his 2 cars, are running 1st and 2nd. He's very intent right now, watching every move on this racetrack as his 2 cars set the pace.
Here is Cogan moving out of the front stretch into the 11th and 12th turns, now crossing the start-finish line and completing lap number 15. The Norton Spirit, driven by Kevin Cogan. His finishes this year: 3rd at Phoenix, 18th at Atlanta, and 30th in the Indianapolis 500. He is 5th in the card point standing. Cleveland 500, and Hector Rabake has spun once again. This is his 2nd spin, and it's very close to where he was spinning earlier. So Rabake is stalled again, and the service crews will be coming to his aid. A.J. Foyt is down in the pit area.
A.J., you told us earlier you were planning to help, but you had no thought of being out this early. What happened?
Well, it just isn't performing at all. It just was having brake problems, and it was just falling on its face. I couldn't get the blower pressure to keep up on it, and I was just losing so much coming out of the corner, and it's just getting worse and worse, so just no sense tearing the car up.
Can you assess the track conditions?
Oh, the track's all right. It's just, you know, a small little bull ring is all it is. Other than that, it's a fine little racetrack, competitive little racetrack.
You've raced a few small bull rings in your career, though.
Oh, yeah, it's fine. It just that we're not set up and just aren't working very good, that's all.
All right, A.J. said it wouldn't work, so he pulls it in.
Well, I guess it indicates that if A.J. Foyt can't win and can't keep up, you just might as well park it and not take the chance, and that's what's happened to A.J. Foyt. Out of the race, the Budweiser Cleveland 500. We will return with
you behind the wheel of
Kevin Cogan completes lap number 18. There is the start-finish line. Now heading into turn number 1 and then into turn number 2. Cogan with a 22.6 second lead on Rick Mears. We have a car that has crashed up on the retaining wall.
Roger Mears, I believe, Bob.
It's just off of turn number 10 on the main straightaway. You can see, incidentally, those concrete slabs weigh 4 tons each. So you can see how well he hit that because he moved it substantially.
Bob, we've gone to a general yellow flag. This is a yellow flag all the way around the race course.
Ted Otto apparently saw this crash. Let's go to him.
Roger Mears was sailing down that straightaway, and something let loose on the car. Something went wrong. He come flying right across the grass and crashed headlong into that retaining wall. And the pieces and debris from the car flew high into the air. There has to be very serious damage to the car as it is against that concrete barrier. Mears straight into the wall.
And that is to the inside of the racetrack, so that car either, I guess it went over the wall.
Well, Bob, from this angle, it's difficult to tell. As we go back to the pit area, look at Hector Rabake, who's had his problems today. Hector has spun 3 times. Getting back to the Roger Mears incident, difficult to tell if he went across the grass from the middle stretch coming out of turn 6 and crashed into the cement wall backwards, or if he got into trouble coming down the front stretch here.
Well, let's go down to Gary Lee in the pit area.
Hector Rabake has had more than his share of trouble so far this afternoon off the course twice. He came in for a pit stop, was overcome by alcohol fumes. He climbed out of the car, quickly took the helmet, the balaclava, ran over to a water bucket, doused his face in water, and now, as you can see, he's resting, taking some very deep breaths on a stack of tires. So Hector Rabake overcome by the fumes during a pit stop, now drinking some water, resting, and we're sure we'll see him back in action momentarily.
We continue to be concerned with Roger Mears. His car did not go over the wall, but did come in heavy contact with it. Work remains in that area. The track will be back after this message. The overall yellow at Burke Lakefront Airport in Cleveland, Ohio, as we present the Budweiser Cleveland 500. Roger Mears in an accident down near turn number 11, and work goes on in that race car trying to remove it from that particular portion of the racetrack. There is Roger Mears, the older brother of Rick. And by the way, because of that accident, we have lost a camera very reminiscent of Riverside, California, when we did a race there last summer. a crash knocked out one of our cameras, and that has happened again here.
Well, Bob, it's pretty obvious that Roger Mears did come across what you would classify as the infield here as some of the top teams begin to take pits here during this caution flag. There is one of the leaders. I believe that's one of the Roger Penske cars coming in. Kevin Cogan, our race leader, in for some fuel, perhaps a change of tires. They'll look that situation over very carefully. But again, back to Mears. He did go across the grassy area. He was able to put the car into a long slide, and he backed into the retaining wall that is on the inside of the main stretch. So he did go into the wall backwards and just barely missed several pieces of safety and emergency equipment that were parked there. They are still attempting to remove Roger from the race car. There is no way of getting communications there because they are in the infield, and we are yet to have any information whatsoever in regards to Roger.
Well, let us first say that these cars are designed to break away, and the driver is very often trapped in a race car and not necessarily injured seriously. Let's go back down to Ted.
We're with one of the crew members, Steve Sharp. Steve, do you have any idea what might have gone wrong?
Really, I don't. He came down the short straight there, and it acted like the car almost went straight from our vantage point here. But he hit the wall awfully hard, and we can't get over there to the car right now, so we don't know how he or the car are.
You have no word by radio or anything?
We have no word at all from him or anybody at the accident scene. We're trying to get his wife over to that scene right now.
It looked like they got him out of the car.
Yes, they were indeed getting him out of the car. We went down there as close as we could get, and they were getting him out of the car.
Okay, help down there for Roger Mears, and they still don't know in his pit.
Mike Knight is the Director of Communications for Championship Auto Racing Teams, and he is the individual that will pass any word on to us about the condition. Roger Mears, but as you can see, he has been extracted from that damaged race car on the stretcher and is being loaded into the ambulance. This is a good time to talk about the tremendous effort of safety that has been initiated here for this race. They have a hospital located down near the terminal of the airport. They have the capability of airlifting a driver out of here if necessary. They have just done a tremendous job in making this event safe, not only for the drivers, but they have several first aid stations set up throughout the race course for the spectators. Well, the pace car now has moved on to the racetrack and will slow down the cars, and they will bunch them up. So this will stack up the